play the fucking thing. Alright, folks. Hours later, after several reboots, all kinds of technical difficulties, aggravation, let's just get to it now. Alright, first off, we need to start back here at the first step. So, come on, you just did it a second ago. Come back to this screen, please. Please. I've had enough technical difficulties for one night. Alright, well, this is figuring out what it's going to do. Alright, there we go. Let me get this audio set up. Stay right there. No, don't. Oh, whatever. I just can't win. Start over. How about some volume?
2,000-year-old prophecy, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven.
Try again.
On September 23rd, 2017, the sun, moon, and stars will align to fulfill a 2,000-year-old prophecy, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God, and to his throne. Before you click off this video, I understand there's been many false predictions, false prophecies over the years. This is different. Bear with me and see. First, you need to understand that God made the sun, moon, and stars, and they all obey his order. By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the host of them by the breath of his mouth. Canst thou bind the sweet influences of Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth in a season? So we see here that God himself says that he moves the constellations. They obey his ordained order. There's many more verses. Please pause the video to see them. They'll also be in the description. Okay, so we have the constellation Virgo clothed with the sun. And then, as you can see here, the moon is under her feet, and above her head is the 9 stars from the constellation Leo, plus the 3 planets that align perfectly. And to fulfill the birth prophecy, you have Jupiter that stays in the womb for 9 months. Absolute precision. Another thing you must realize is this is not astrology. This is the lost knowledge of biblical astronomy. Stick with me, and you'll see. Let's start at the beginning and see what God said. And let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. Jesus himself said that when he returns, there shall be signs in the sun, and the moon, and the stars. Think about this. If God wanted to speak to all his children across the entire earth and speak to them all at once in the same universal language, how would he do it? Look at Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. When Jesus was born, it was marked in the stars. The three wise men saw his star in the east and knew of it. What makes you think his second coming would be any different? Isn't this sign just a retelling of Jesus' birth? And didn't he say no man knows the day or the hour? We look at Revelation 1:1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him, to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. Revelation 1:1 shows us that the Father showed all things to Jesus when he ascended to the throne, and he showed us in the book of Revelation. Jesus himself, when he spoke to the churches, said that his believers, his followers, if they overcome and hold his words to the end, they would rule with a rod of iron. This is a very specific passage that connects Revelation 12 and a prophecy of what's going to happen for his believers. All right, so are we just cherry picking a couple verses and trying to put a prophecy behind it, or is this found anywhere else in the Bible? I'm glad you asked. Unfortunately, we will not be able to read all these verses. Please feel free to pause and take a look at each one of these coinciding verses, which are all pieces to this grand puzzle. Well, what does it all mean? No one knows exactly. What's very interesting is the language that is used in Revelation 12, where the child is caught up unto God. The word caught up is the Greek word harpazo. It's the same word used in Thessalonians when Paul describes the rapture. We are not saying this is what's going to happen, but it is certainly intriguing and worthy to be aware of. The main message is to know that this alignment has not happened in the last 2,000 years since its prophecy. While it's imperative to know that this ministry is not date setting, the facts are the facts. This alignment is set for September 23rd, 2017. Some have run the numbers, and the odds of this are in the trillions. And just 33 days before September 23rd, on August 21st, a total eclipse cuts the United States in half, which is extremely rare and we feel is very prophetic. So again, to quickly recap, you have a woman clothed with the sun, the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars above her head, who just gave birth after a 9-month pregnancy. Please know this is barely even scratching the surface of how in-depth all this is. Please visit this channel and many others, especially Scotty Clark, who has done all the research for you. A link to Scotty's channel and all other Watchmen will be available in the description box below. So I leave you with this. The evidence is at hand. Do you know Jesus Christ? Is he your Savior? Have you asked him for forgiveness of your sins? Because I assure you, time is running out. And if you have not accepted Jesus yet as your Savior, I invite you to now. Because if you confess that Jesus Christ...
Okay.
On September 23rd, 2017, the sun, moon, and stars will align to fulfill...
Okay, I want you to take note of this date. September 23rd of 2017 is the date this star alignment happened. It actually happened. It really took place. The Jupiter gestated in the belly for 9 months. This Revelation 12 sign actually took place. Okay? Now, what I need to do is read Revelation 12 to you out of the Bible. I was going to post it up in front of the camera, but everything's just... you can open up your Bibles. You can look at it later, but I'm just going to read from it right now because right now I'm not in the mood for any more technical difficulties. So Revelation 12 is the woman and the dragon. It says, a great and wondrous sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed in the sun with the moon under her feet and a crown of 12 stars on her head. September 23rd. She was pregnant and she cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. Then another sign appeared in heaven. Okay, there's a second sign. All right, this is the first one. It says, then another sign appeared in heaven. So there were 2 signs. The other sign is an enormous red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns on his heads. His tail swept a third of the stars out of the sky and flung them to the earth. Now listen closely. The dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth, so that he might devour her child the moment it was born. She gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter. And her child was snatched up to God, or caught up to God and to his throne. Then it goes on, the woman fled into the desert to a place prepared for her by God, where she might be taken care of for 1,260 days. Okay? So, back up a little bit. The dragon stood in front of the woman. All right? So hold that thought. Now we're going to come over here to this. Please pull this up. Okay. I want you to take note of this date down below. This is September 10th of 2017. This is 13 days before the Revelation 12 star alignment. Here are dark black object with red wings coming off the sides of it. Looks like Nibiru. It's actually completing a circuit with the sun. There's a charge coming out here and a charge coming out here, and it's completing a loop and a circuit. And that's not all, because behind that is a bigger object.
Here's our object right here. Looks like Nibiru. It's got a wing coming off on this side and a wing coming off on that side. And that's not all, because behind that is this big object right here. This is what's causing our flares. Here's a conduit of plasma that is sucking off of our sun.
Hey.
Of our sun going into this planet. Here's a damage ring or an impact zone on this planet right here. You can see Nibiru sticking out in front of it here. Run this backwards. You can see it goes backwards. There's the second flare. Back behind the sun, comes back out. There's the first flare.
All three of them were
the
X
mass of
flares.
that object is sucking material off of our sun, causing these solar flares. Boom, right there. Comes back behind the sun. Comes back out. Second flare. And third flare.
Okay, I'm going to freeze frame it on that image right there. Let me give it a round of wedge, lift this camera up. You can see that date is September 10th of 2017. That is the day my life changed. My whole world turned upside down when this image was sitting on my computer. I got home from work, not from work, but from working, doing things, and this image of Nibiru was sitting on my screen. Now, I, at this time, back in 2017, used to follow the solar weather a little bit because I understand how astrophysics works, and I know that the sun has a lot of influence on our weather. So I would always watch the sun, and I saw these 3 X flares come off the sun at a time when the sun was going dormant. It was supposed to be going into grand solar minimum, and it squeezed off 3 huge X flares. Okay, nobody batted an eye at this. You were all too busy watching the news and the events that were happening on this day at that time, which was a huge hurricane due to the approaching object. Anyways, here's your fabled winged planet Nibiru. If you tilt your head to the right a little bit, you can make out this wing curling and pointing back. There's a faint one on this side that's curling and pointing back. This is your fabled winged planet Nibiru. It's a stellar core that is out front of the bigger object back behind it, right there. Now, if you can't see this, I have drawn a representation of what's going on here. All right. Now, this is the second sign, and it happened before the woman. Okay. The dragon stood before the woman, in front of the woman, 13 days in front of the woman. 13 days before the woman, the dragon stood ready to devour. It's a black hole. Okay, this thing is no joke. It's 10 times bigger than the size of our sun. It has more mass, and this is just a core. Okay, this is Nibiru and Nemesis. All right, that's what you're looking at. Now, if you can't see that yet, I'm going to give you a... See, this is a two-dimensional representation of a three-dimensional image. So what I'm going to do now is do a drawing that I have done that represents what's going on a little bit better in that scene there. Okay, try to get the lighting to where it doesn't blind the camera. Here is our stellar core. Okay, the mass from the sun is slamming into the surface, and when it does, it spreads out in a circular fashion. This is a damage zone or impact zone. This is a damage ring that goes around. There's like a wall of fury right at the edge of this, the sun smashing into this or spreading out on this ball. Okay, this is a three-dimensional spheroid. Here's the stellar core Nibiru that's out front. The wings are pointing back to it because it has so much gravity. It's sucking material off of this back towards it, and then when it completes a circuit with the sun, it lights up those debris tails or plasma wings or whichever they are. That's the effect that we're getting. Okay. Now, as you look at this, now I want you to I tried to do this to scale. This is the size of the sun. Okay. The sun is and this is back behind at a 45-degree angle. It's not perpendicular straight across. When it is, it's even bigger. It's further back, so it appears smaller than it really is because it's at a 45-degree angle. Now, we've removed this. Now that you know what to look for, I want you to look carefully at this image. Okay, this is not a joke. This is the real deal. This is the real Nibiru. I don't give a shit people taking screenshots of FAA cameras with water droplets on them. That is not Nibiru. That are water droplets that's on the casing for the camera. All right, or it could be just a bare camera that got some rain splashed on it. Quit falling for that junk. All right, this is the real deal. This is NASA's instrument caught this, okay? But they don't even know what they're looking at. All right, but you guys do, okay? Now, I want you to understand, I got to keep moving through this. I want you to understand, this happened to me. This event was shown to me by God on my computer on September 10th, and after seeing this, my whole world just violently turned upside down, inside out. I lost all my friends, all my family. It's been nothing but a living nightmare ever since I discovered this object. Okay, so there's that. Now we need to pull back. I want you guys to understand that this is the real deal. This happened on September 10th of 2017, 13 days before the star alignment. All right. Then after that, please pull this one up. I had all this ready to go. All right. After that, about 2 weeks later, this event happened to me. All right. Here I am. I'm on my knees. I'm crying, screaming, and praying because I discovered that object. God commanded me to report to the world on it, and I'm like, how am I supposed to do that? No one's going to take me seriously. So I struggled with it for a few days, but I finally got it done. And after posting the video, the relief, the anguish, just everything I was a wreck. I went down to my lower garage and got on my knees and started praying. And this is the image that was captured by my security camera on October 5th of 2017. Look up there. You see that date, October 5th up here of 2017. All right, so that it's like 2 weeks later, something like that. All right, Mary, the God Eye, and this angel over here with his wings spread, his back to us, showed up on my cameras. All right. Now you can come over to this video and watch it. It's called Mary, Angels, and Revelation 12. All right, right here. I'm not going to play this whole thing because we have more to get to still. All right, but just real quick. Here's Mary's head. Here, we'll play it just a tad bit. This wouldn't believe it, so if I told you, so I'm going to show you instead. So in this image here, I'm sitting here praying, and Mary's head appears right next to my head, and we're going to zoom in on this. You can't go in too tight on it, but she's looking down at my head this way. Let's see, there's pretty good. And you can make out her eye and her nose coming down, her shawl coming over, and it's in shadow right here. This is a shadow of the inside of her shawl going over her head like this. Here's her eye, her nose, her other eye would be on the other side there. Okay. You can't go in too tight on it. And then also is this white ball with an eye in it, this white orb with an eye in it. Okay, and that's not all, because over here in this corner up here is an angel, the silhouette of an angel with his wings spread, with his back to us, standing in a shaft of light. Here's his head, there's a glow over the head, the wings are extended, and there's a feather coming off. The last feather coming off is crossing over these brown roof tiles in the background here, and you can make out there's an angel right here, and you can even see his head right here. I'm going a little bit tighter. There's the angel with his back to us and his wings spread. Yeah, you can see a lot better with the filter. Before it was really faint and it was hard to see. Okay, so this showed up on my cameras October 5th. Then it wasn't for a couple of years later, I got this little voice that said, hey, you missed something, go back and look. So I went deeper into my archives and I found something else here. Same display right here, and this was actually captured the day before the other picture, but I hadn't found it for years later until I was digging around through my, my old pictures and stuff, and went even further back to see if I'd missed anything, and I captured this one. And we're going to zoom into this streak right up here, this one right here. Just bear with me for a second here. Now, hopefully, you can see that we have a lady's profile here. Here's her eye, here's her forehead, her snub little nose, here's the bottom jaw, she's smiling, she's looking down, and she's holding a baby, and here's the baby's head right here. Here's the face, the back of the head, here's her arm cupped around like this, and she's holding the baby. Now, I'm going to run this through the filter real quick, and it's going to enhance it, but a little bit too much. See, now you can really make out her profile a lot better and see her face, and her headdress is coming over and going down back behind her, and you can still make out the baby's head right here. And maybe if I pull back a little bit, there we go. And this was captured on October 4th, so this was about 11 days after the Revelation 12 sign. All this stuff started happening to me just prior to the Revelation 12 sign, and then right after it. So it said the woman was about to give birth. Well, it looks like maybe she gave birth, and here's the little baby being caught up to God. All right, hopefully you guys can see this image here. Okay, this is the Revelation 12 baby being born in my garage. All right, just prior to the day of me going out there and praying and seeing Mary and the angel. Okay, this event happened without me knowing it, and was there for 2 years on my camera until I got a little voice that said, "Go back and check." And look, there's the Revelation 12 baby being caught up to God, okay, or presented to God, okay. Now let's move on, because after that we had, come on, please pull this up. We had other angels showing up as well. Please, Lord, play this. Give it just a second here.
And we'll zoom in on this real quick, because this one's nice and clear that you can. Okay. An angel that was caught hovering in a shaft of light over this sleeping child down below here. So, to the right, about 45 degrees.
Tilt your head to the right.
Take out the head, the hair, the breasts. It's a female. The torso, the waist, the legs coming down here, a wing coming off here, a wing coming off over here. And we'll zoom in on this real quick. This one's nice and clear that you can. Okay, and this is an angel that was caught hovering in a shaft of light over this sleeping child down below here. So, zoom in on it again. Just excited that you can see it a lot clearer now, because before it was...
Okay, the angel's laying at a 45-degree angle like this in the air. Here's a wing coming up here, a wing going off this way. Here's the crown or hat or something. Here's her black hair, her face. It's a female. She has breasts right here. There's a tight little skinny waist with like a wide hips and legs that droop down. You can see the feet drooping down here. Okay, here's the other leg coming down here. All right, so tilt your head to the right, 45 degrees. Let me just brighten it and then kind of darken it a little bit so you can see the whole thing. And then there's also this demonic face right here with two eyes and snarl looking at the angel. Okay, and then angel's protecting the sleeping child. Okay, so there's that. Now, after not only angels and stuff am I capturing, but I'm also capturing demons. So,
and not only were we finding angels and
no, I just said that.
Mary and stuff, but there's also demons, and I've also found Satan in this stuff too. So, as we're looking here at this picture, what I'm talking about is in this mosaic of blotchy white dots that you see this picture is comprised of. When you zoom in really tight in on a picture, you'll see that it's made up of these splotchy little patches and dots. These new digital cameras make these little blotches. Well, hiding in these blotches are faces. And if you haven't seen it yet, there's an eye right here and an eye right here. And when you make eye contact with these two eyes right here, you'll see the mouth fall into place down here. It's snarling. If you look, it's got some kind of streaks or horns or something, or wrinkles coming out of its head up here. And this is some kind of demon or principality. You know, other people refer to them as principalities. But
okay. Here's an eye right here with a pupil in the middle. Here's an eye right here with a pupil in the middle. These two eyes, boom, boom. There's a corresponding mouth with teeth. A nose with a ridge on it with wrinkles going across it. Horns coming up. Okay? Let me... Then it has like a pointed little beard you can make out a little bit. Okay, and it's like a Chinese, almost like I've seen this type of thing in a Chinese mask or something like that before. Okay, now not only demons, but we're capturing Satan too, and First, where's poltergeist activity? Okay, it's moving my bike when I'm praying. All right, so let's just fast forward to this part, and here we go.
So in this sequence here, I've got my camera pointed at the couch now because I've been capturing activity around this couch. And one night I was just sitting on my couch there praying, and wasn't really thinking of capturing anything. Here I was just sitting here praying before I started taking pictures or doing my thing, and it was already running. And lo and behold, there's some kind of demon up here. You'll see some green wings over here kind of flapping, and it lifts up my bike and spits a bolt of energy on it. And I had no idea this happened until I went back through my pictures and stuff, and I put this series into motion in a flip book, and I realized, oh my goodness, look what happened. It picked up my bike and spit a bolt of energy on it. This one you can't really see the face too well, but you can make out the wings kind of flapping. We'll pull it over this way a little more. There we go. And this thing turns, picks up my bike, lifts it up, and spits a bolt of energy on it. Okay, there's that. I'll let you look at that one for a second longer. Okay, in this series here, I'm sitting on the couch again praying, camera set up, and you'll see a purple streak, a bolt come in here, right there, boom. And it hurt. You can see my reaction to it. So we'll let it run again. Here I am sitting here praying. There's all kinds of stuff jumping around in the background, and then zap right there. And that was a real one. I could feel it. And now when I go back, we're going to go back to the top of that bolt and zoom in on the face. Okay, so here's the frame out of that sequence of me getting hit with that bolt. You can see the bolt coming down here. It's got a kind of a purple hue to it or whatever. And then we're going to start zooming in to the face up top here, and it's going to be Satan's face. So you guys ready to see this? If not, you might want to stop the video at this point. But I do not glorify this at all. I do not like to give him attention, but it's important to know that he's real, because he wants everybody to think that he's not real. I think you might be able to see this face without me pointing anything out yet. There we go. Okay, so let me zoom out so I can see it. If you look right here at this eye, this is his crazed eye. The other eye on the other side is bigger. It's the all-seeing eye. It's a little out of proportion, but then you can make out the side of his face, his jawline coming down, the bottom of his chin, his face going up here. Here's his mouth with some evil kind of grin on it. You can see his ear coming out over here. You can make out horns coming up. And this is in that mosaic of dots again, but these faces pop out and they're more prominent. You can see that this one really stands out. And that's Satan right there. You can even make out some wings coming up here. And he's mad. He's mad because I'm praying. And he's spitting bolts of energy at me and spitting on my bike and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So, it's important that you guys know that this entity is real. He's here right now, causing chaos all over the place. I'm sure you guys can see that. And I'm not doing this to scare you. I'm just doing this to inform you guys that this is what I'm capturing, and this stuff is real, and you can see it attacking me. Just another few seconds here on this guy so you can see his face. Make out his ear over here, corresponding horns, eyes, smile, everything. That's Satan right there with his wings, spitting some kind of bolt or something at me. Bam. Okay, so that's it for this little session.
Okay. So now, not only... Here, let's just back up here and back up here. Get this all in line for this next video.
Howdy folks, welcome back. So these faces that I've been showing you in the last few videos that are in the etherical or in that mosaic that I was talking about are not only taking place there, but now they're taking shape in our clouds. And with this new filter, I was able to go through some of these pictures, and it really makes them pop now. So if you can't see it yet, there's an eye here, here's the nose, a mouth down below, here's an ear coming back up, the jaw running down, little pointed chin. And this face seems to almost be bisected. One half is like a goblin, and this other half looks like almost like a Wolverine or a Ewok type character. So I'll let you look at that for a minute. And this was pretty faint in the original picture, but now with the filter, it really makes it pop. So hopefully you guys can see that now. And then I'm going to bring you some more. Just real quick here, I wanted to show you the unfiltered version. This is the original right here compared to this one right here, where you can make out a lot better. Okay, one more, and this one right here, you can make out we have an eye here and an eye right here. Here's the nose, and here's some lips. It looks like he's blowing. You can make out his ear over here, horns and stuff coming up, his eyebrows. There we go. Now you can see a little bit better. An eye, the nose, the lips. Okay, so I wanted to show you that one with the filter, so you can see it turned out pretty good too. So, well, that's it for now. I love you all. I hope you enjoyed this video.
Alright, hopefully you can see that face in the clouds there. And then all kinds of faces are following me in the clouds everywhere I go. If we can get this to pull up. Please, guys, come on. I tried so hard to get all this playing. Alright.
But, there's Yoda in the sky right there. Yes.
Okay, now we got Yoda showing up here. Here's his eye, here's his other eye, his pudgy little puffy cheeks. Here's an ear coming out, his other ear coming out. Here's his bubbly head with all the wrinkles and stuff in it. Okay, let me go a little bit darker here. Here's his stubby little nose, his slant, tiny little mouth, and his chin down here. Wish this would come in better. That's right about there. Alright, so all kinds of different faces. Ascended masters like Yoda watch me, follow me, study me everywhere I go. All these weird faces, UFOs, watch me, follow me, and study me every day, everywhere I go. I could be in a different town, and the clouds in that town start doing this crazy stuff, dude. Everywhere I go. And it's getting kind of disturbing now. Alright, so hopefully you can see the Yoda face there. Let's just play it a little bit further here. Actually, back up a little bit so you can get reference of this, how big this face is in the sky.
Howdy folks, welcome back. So here we got you on April 20th, and I've been taking pictures every day.
Yeah, 420.
Because I've been seeing these events unfold in the sky every day now, so
I've been getting lots of pictures and not even enough time to process them yet, but here we go. So this one I saw unfolding when I was driving, and I couldn't take a picture until I got to the stoplight. So I squeezed off as many pictures as I could at this stoplight. It's probably hard to see. Here's Yoda's top of his head. Here's his other ear, his eyes. Okay, so here's the Yoda face, about that big right there in the sky over the Sierra Nevada mountains down below. We're going to start zooming in, pulling it over a little bit. And maybe some of you see it now. But there's Yoda in the sky right there. Yes. And this is like one of these pictures that's multi-dimensional too. Yes. All right, so you can see how big it was in the sky compared to the mountains and everything. Okay, now not only are we having giant faces in the sky that follow me everywhere, but now these little airplane type objects. All right. And I'm going to play this video a little bit. It's one of these golden things here. So let's just get right here. I'll play this a little bit. Okay. Recognize the same thing. We're going to play this real quick. I did a stream yesterday, and I was looking for a thumbnail for it. And I couldn't match up any pictures, wouldn't match up. And it wasn't until I started digging deeper into my pictures and I pulled up this one right here that I used as a thumbnail on my latest stream. That's when it occurred to me, this thing sitting next to this one, they're the same object. It's the same thing. Whoever made this craft right here is here now, and what I thought was a man standing on the plane before is actually one of the vertical stabilizers that comes out at an angle, kind of like an F-18's vertical stabilizers. They're not straight up and down vertically, they come out at an angle. Well, much like that, so do these ones right here. And what I thought was a man standing up is this vertical stabilizer right here. Okay, so now back to this one. When I was looking at this a long time ago, I was looking at this weird kind of grasshopper type looking head, almost like a snub-nosed dragon with a mouth right here, you know, a blunt shortened nose, 2 eyes. And this would be the head kind of looking this way. Okay. So again, the eyes, the snout, kind of a snub-nosed one with the curls back around with the mouth here. Okay. And I was just kind of baffled at what a weird nose. It actually looks like a creature or something like that. Okay, now in this image, this is of a different model. It has 4 wings. And you see a longer snout on it, divided down the middle. Okay, that's enough of that one. Okay, I need to open up and close out a couple. Let's close out this one. Close out this one. We gotta make room to open up a couple more. Hang on real quick. We're gonna go to YouTube and open up another one from my channel. I accidentally X'd out of it when we were squeezing stuff in there. Oh, everybody's over at Julie Green. I wonder why I only have 15 people. That's good though. I only want the right crowd. Okay, where are we going here? Oh yeah. So I got these giant faces that follow me around, and then this happened. Where'd it go? All right, I've got all kinds of UFO footage and stuff too. I would show, but we can pull that up too. As soon as I skip this ad, dude. Okay.
Howdy folks, welcome back. So snapping some pictures of the clouds yesterday, and I noticed something forming in the that back behind here. This face is being projected by Jesus's heart right here. You can see it radiating out. Here's Jesus's face. He's pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart. His heart's radiating out this image in the sky. See his face here? And there's a crown right here. Also in the etherical, in black, there's another crown right here. Anyways, I just wanted to... This is being projected by...
Okay, hopefully you can see this image of Jesus. Here's his head. It looks like he's wearing sunglasses. Don't ask me why, but here's his face. You can see his nose, his two eyes, his hair coming down. Here's his shoulders. He's pulling open his shirt. This triangle-shaped thing is his heart radiating out, okay? It's making this face in the sky. This face that it's making is my face. Now the clouds are making my face, not Yoda's. Now it's making mine. Then, as we go further into this here, another thing happened. Hopefully you saw that image of Jesus there. Let's play this one.
I took a picture of the same cloud, but this is at a different angle. I rotated it 90 degrees. And I want you to look right up in here. You can see that there's a face, two eyes, smile, here's the head. And the arms are outstretched, and he's holding a cell phone taking pictures of the sky. This is an image of me taking the pictures of the clouds. So the clouds are now mimicking me taking pictures of them.
All right, do you understand what happens here? Here's my head with my eyes, my smile. All right, I'm looking up. Here's my shoulder, my arms outstretched, and here's a cell phone that I'm holding. All right, and I'm looking up and holding the camera up, taking pictures, right? The clouds are mimicking me taking pictures of them. I have a shattered shoulder. It's excruciatingly painful. I feel it even in my sleep. So to hold the camera up at a 45-degree angle is excruciatingly painful. All right? And as soon as I start experiencing pain and holding up my camera like this, the clouds start going berserk and making all kinds of faces and stuff like that. Okay? So now let me open up one more. Hopefully camera will make it, battery will make it through this session here. Okay, if we could just get one more video pulled up, I would be happy. Let's get rid of one more, get rid of two more so we can make room for this one.
Burgers are made with 100% ribeye beef. Think of them as the CEO of burgers.
I usually had all this pulled up, but for some reason my camera or my computer doesn't like it anymore.
This event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot. Howdy folks, welcome back. So I know there's a lot of activity going on the sun, but I really don't feel like reporting on that stuff right now. Actually, I want to go back and revisit an event that happened earlier this year, 2020, around Easter, when I captured
on Easter
to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go. We're
Okay, and this event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot of pictures of it. See, if we go up above here, you can see all these pictures up from way over here going across, or all of this event, and I'm going to show you more of what happened here. Okay, here I've taken about 7 or 8 of those pictures and put them together in a flip book, and you can see the different images, and that this event, is taking place here, because there's more that happens here. Okay, so starting here, we're going to go forward a little bit here through a lot of these images, all the way to right about here, where you can see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus's face and the lion face. Now this happened in the clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compressed them. You didn't zoom in. They're too big in your face. You have to zoom out to see these. And these images that you're looking at have all been compressed, each frame, and then put into a flip book. And you can clearly see Jesus' face here with his crown hovering over his head, turning into that weird little lion face or whatever right there. Okay? And this happened back around Easter of 2020. So with Christmas right around the corner, I think, I just wanted to bring some hope to you folks and show you that, it's really real. It's really happening. And, you guys can look up into the clouds and take pictures just like I do and possibly capture something like this. So has a little getting a more round, like lion type face, his nose, mouth. And this event happened. Okay, let me freeze frame it there for a minute. Hopefully you guys can see this image. This is Easter of 2020. This is a real sign, you guys. Jesus is here. He is here, okay? This is the sign that was promised in the Bible. You will see him coming in the clouds with power and great glory. All right, this is it. It's not what Hollywood portrayed. It's not what everybody envisioned like it was going to be in the Bible. This is it right here. And the reason why it looks so weird is because you're looking at a miracle. That's a real miracle. This happened on Easter of 2020. Okay? Now, all of this stuff, these faces, the UFOs that follow me and watch me and study me, all these entities in the clouds that follow me and watch me and study me, it's all because of who I am. Okay? And now I'm going to pull up another video here. Let's just back this one up a little bit. No, I want to keep that image. I want to keep over a course of about the big image, right? Right there, we're going to keep that one. Let me open up a new one real quick and get rid of something. All right, we're almost done here, folks, so just hang in there, okay? And all this stuff is happening to me. I got demons attacking me because of who I am. I got angels all around me because of who I am. I got all kinds of paranormal activity happening to me because of who I am. And let's just type it in. Now, these angels that I showed you, do you guys know what the term angel means? It's messenger. And these angels told me to go look up my birthday and to go find my birthmark. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So let's just start this video. Here, hang on, pause it real quick. All right, This one is very hard to do, okay? This is very hard for me to show you, and this is very hard. It was hard for me to do this video that you're about to watch, so please understand and just kind of bear with me. It's not the easiest thing in the world. I'm just a normal guy, but weird shit happened to me.
Welcome to my video. My name is Brian Knight, and I've been struggling with this for a while, how to do this video. So please bear with me here. So first off, I want you to look at my ID here. So you know who I am, I say I am. I want you to take note of the date of birth. March 24th, 1970. That's 3 days after spring.
Okay? That's 3 days after spring. Spring is March 21st. 3 days later, 21 plus 3 is 24. Jesus is the spring. He's the new life, the new hope. All right? He rose 3 days later. March 24th is the real Easter. 70 is all over the Bible. Okay? It's like God's calling card. 3/24/70 is basically in the Bible. My birthday is the Bible. That's 3 days after spring, 1970. Okay, this is my real ID. This is my picture. This is what I look like. All right? So, my birthday is Easter of 1970.
Jesus resurrected 3 days after spring. The real Easter is March 24th. In this famous painting here, this shows the Roman soldier piercing Jesus' heart with a spear. Now, what he didn't know is that the heart is on this side over here, but he stabbed him on the right-hand side. So, and then I'm going to show you another painting that depicts this. Okay. They didn't have cameras back then. Sorry, it's shaky. Okay. They didn't have cameras back then to take pictures of this, so artists painted what they saw, so for the historical record. So, you've seen these. This one more time. Okay, so you know a little bit of history of what's going on here.
All right? Longinus stabbed Jesus in the heart to make sure he was dead. Water and blood came out and sprayed him in the face, and he became a believer right then. All the other Roman soldiers witnessed it and shit themselves. Okay, something else now. Okay, here comes my birthmark. Now, the angels told me that any mortal wound suffered in a previous life comes back on your next body as a birthmark. It's a spiritual scar that follows your spirit, and when you go into a new meat suit or body, it shows up as a birthmark. Thus, the term birthmark is a mortal wound suffered in a previous life. Now I'm going to show you the birthmark that the angels told me to look for.
Psychics have learned that a mortal wound suffered on your body in a previous life comes back on your next body as a birthmark. And this is the birthmark that I have on the side of my chest. See? Show you a different image here too. There it is again. Okay, come on, camera. See? Okay. this again. Just to prove that this is me. We're gonna go over here. What is this? Hi.
Hi. Let's fast forward to the good part here, because it takes a minute to see it here. All right. Wait. Go right here. All right, here we go.
There it is. See? That's the mark.
All right. Let's see if we can get this just right here. There's 3 faces in it too. We need a better shot of it. There's a good shot right there. Maybe if we can. All right. Well, here's an eye and 2 horns. There's the devil's face right there in the birthmark. Oh man, it's not showing up too well. Alright, here's the devil's face. Here's Jesus's face right here. And then in white, there's an eye, and God's face right there in white. Alright, so 3 and 1, all in a stab wound shaped birthmark that's on my side. Okay? Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to play the rest of the video here.
Alright, so I showed you Mary and angels. Maybe if I did it like this. There it is. See? That's the mark. There it is. See?
I'm trying to get the faces clear. Now, pretty hard, but there they are. Okay. And I had no idea this was on my body. I had no idea I had a birthmark my whole life until the angels told me to go look for this. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then all of a sudden,
Mark. Alright. So I showed you Mary.
okay, now I got another surprise for you guys. Let's just unhook all this stuff and take the camera out, and you're gonna come on a little journey with me. I'm going into the green room. Okay. Alright, get sitting down here. Now, let's see if we can get capture here on my foot. The birthmark that's right in the middle here. Let me try this. It shows up better than the screen light. My feet are cold, but when they're all warm, there's a birthmark right in the middle of my foot. Right here. Oh. And then on my other foot too. Oh, it's not coming in very well, but my feet are cold. When they're warm, it glows a little brighter, but yeah. I was a little freaked out when I found out about all these birthmarks on my body I didn't know about. got all these angels around me telling me to do this and look for that and showing me Nibiru and Nemesis, and then I got angels showing up bowing in front of me. It's because angels only bow to God. Okay? And that's what was on last night's stream. I don't think I can pull it up right now. Everything will shut down. And I also have here, I should show you the one on the side of my head. Yeah, real quick. We gotta pull this out real quick. While we're over here, I meant to do this too. Alright. Oh, I needed it in the tripod, that's right. You know, hopefully this still works. Gotta try to do something here. You guys are still hanging out. I don't blame you, I would be too. Alright, let's see if we can get this to work again. Okay, here we are back at the mirror. Oh, my hair, I didn't do my hair. Let's see. Right about there, maybe. There we go. Alright. Hi. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see that right there. It's in the shape of a stab wound. Okay. Maybe you guys see the faces in it. Okay. Alright, that's about it for now. Hopefully that worked. I don't know if it did, but it was worth a try. Most important thing was that you guys see that I'm a real person. Okay? I'm an actual human being. I'm not a ghost. I'm not a... You're made in my image. You guys are humans too, right? What makes you think I would be anything different than you? Jesus returned last time as a human, in human flesh. What makes you think anything would be different this time? Well, let me just put this up here for you guys for a moment, okay? And do a reading and we're done. I have a special one for you tonight. I want this looking good. I want you guys to see my face. This is my face right here. This is what I look like. You can see my hairline. I was showing some dude this the other day. He wasn't even a believer. He saw the face and goes, "Hey, that's you." He recognized the face more than he did Jesus, and he's recognized that it was me. I go, "Oh, you're pretty wise." Okay, let me grab a sip here and put my headphones back on. Okay. I'm doing this now so the world knows. Okay? It's time the world knows. It's time these clowns in DC start shaking in their boots, because I got plans for... Okay. Take a sip. For those of you that are still here, way to hang in there. For those of you who are watching this later, way to hang in there. Okay. I give strength to the weary and increase the power of the weak. So do not be discouraged by your weakness. There are many kinds of weaknesses, and no one is exempt from all of them. I use them to keep my loved ones humble and to train them to wait on me in trusting dependence. I've promised that those who wait on me will gain new strength. This waiting is not meant to be practiced only sometimes. I designed you to look to me continually, knowing me as the living one who sees you always. Waiting on me is closely related to trusting me. The more time you spend focusing on me, the more you will trust me. And the more you trust me, the more you will want to spend time with me. Waiting on me in the midst of your moments also increases your hope in me. This hope blesses you in countless ways, lifting you above your circumstances and enabling you to praise me for the help of my presence. I'm gonna keep going. I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go. There is an adventurous journey awaiting you, and you're anticipating it with mixed feelings. In some ways, you are eager to step into the new adventure. You're even expecting to find abundant blessings along the way. However, part of you fears leaving your comfortable, predictable routine. When fearful thoughts assail you, remind yourself that I will be watching over you constantly, wherever you are. The comfort of my presence is a forever promise. Your best preparation for the journey ahead is practicing my presence each day. Tell yourself frequently, Jesus is with me, taking good care of me. Visualize yourself holding on to my hand as you walk. Trust me, your guide, to show you the way forward as you go step by step. I have a perfect sense of direction, so don't worry about getting lost. Relax in my presence and rejoice in the wonder of sharing your whole life with me. Okay, that's it for tonight. I finally made it through this. Thank you for bearing with me. I hope you all understand why I'm doing this. I'm trying to bring hope to you guys, okay? You guys need it. They're coming after you. So when they try to tell you that you were created by aliens or your DNA was manipulated, you tell them to go to hell because you know better. All right? You are the spiritual elite. Understand me. You are the spiritual elite, not the clowns in DC and in the New World Order. Okay? And not to fear. I'm here. But I'm watching over you and protecting you. That's it for tonight. I love you all. God bless you all. And until my next stream, I'll be back. I am